Should you switch from Sony to Fujifilm? More specifically, should you switch from your Sony APS-C camera such as the Sony a6400 to a Fujifilm camera? Should you do it? Here's my take on it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Iamtongue, and in today's video, we're going to talk about switching from Sony to Fujifilm. Now, I got this idea when this gentleman commented on one of my community posts on whether or not he should switch because he's coming from a Sony a6400. And more importantly, he is a new photographer just starting out on his journey. Now, before I share my take, this is just my thoughts and opinion. I'm just a random Asian dude on the internet. You don't have to agree with me, but I will not tolerate disrespect in the comment section. If you think Sony is better, please articulate your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you think Fuji is better, please articulate your thoughts. What I don't want is a flame war down in the comment section because fanboys are trying to justify their purchases. Like, look at this stupid idiot right here. Sony is so much better because their autofocusing is better, duh. Both camera systems are great in their own right. It's just a matter of your wants and needs. We're going to look at this through someone that just started photography looking to switch from Sony to Fuji. Now, let's just start with what everybody wants to hear, and that is the image quality. More importantly, what makes Fujifilm stand out? And in my opinion, that is their colors. For a newbie photographer, I'm going to say if you want the easiest workflow, if you want the colors to just look and move right without having to spend hours on a photo, Fujifilm is that. First mirrorless camera I've ever owned was the Sony a6300, and I would spend hours trying to get my colors right when editing the raw files. My skin tones would just look off. But after having the Sony for 3 months, I switched to a Fujifilm X-T2 and I could see a difference in my workflow right away. My editing got a lot faster and I can get the colors that I want easier than with my Sony camera. And if you're a newbie photographer and you find that editing raw files is just too daunting at this stage in your journey, that's where the Fujifilm JPEGs outshines everybody else in the camera world. We've all heard of the Fujifilm's film simulations, and before Fujifilm was making cameras, they were in the film stock business. They were known for their colors and their look from their film stock, and because of that, it's translated over to these cameras as well. Fujifilm has a film simulation based on their film stock from back in the day, and these film simulations are so great. You can get different types of look and feel for different occasions. You got the Provia Standard, you got the Velvia, you got the Classic Chrome film simulation, and then you also got the Eterna film simulation and many more. The JPEGs produce such a pleasant image that you don't need to edit them. You can just use them straight out of the camera and people would think that it was shot from a film camera or something. And if we are just strictly talking photography wise, Fujifilm produced some great looking colors and images for their JPEG. Nowadays, everybody shoots raw and tries to edit their raws to look like film anyways. So shooting with Fujifilm, you can eliminate that step, spending time editing and shoot JPEG instead, and then have the Fuji camera spit out an image that you're going to love. My experience with the Sony a6300 was that it had that clean, that digital look. If you like that look, that's cool, fine by me. It's whatever floats your boat. But once I started to shoot Fujifilm, I understood why it was so special. The skin tones on the Fuji just looks better than skin tones on the Sony. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say I chose a Sony camera because they have good skin tones. It's always the other stuff, such as the autofocusing or the video or something like that. And if you're someone that just started on this photography journey, I don't think you want to spend so many hours editing your Sony images. You want to go outside and start using your camera and be inspired to keep shooting and apply yourself to this craft. How are you going to learn compositional technique if you're stuck inside trying to fix up colors? All this to say, what's more important to you as someone that's just starting out on their photography journey? What if you spend hours trying to edit instead of going out to shoot? You will most likely get frustrated and just stop photography altogether because it's so overwhelming to learn. So why not just remove that process and just shoot with Fujifilm? Because I know with Sony photos, there's still more work and tweaking to the image that needs to be done. The images I get with a Fuji is so special to me. It invokes a feeling, a mood, and just a vibe. When you look at an image, something about it just looks and feels right to you. And no matter how hard I try with my Sony images, it would never have the same impact as the Fujifilm. And that's just coming from my experience. And there's just something different about shooting with a Fujifilm than shooting with a Sony. The way their camera designs are built, it's just so inspiring. I'm just so inspired to go out and shoot because of the way their cameras are built. When I had the X-T2, the X-T3, the X-T4, and the X-T5, looking at how pretty their retro design is really did inspire me to just go out and shoot. Like, you want to go outside and start using your camera and be inspired to keep shooting and applying yourself to this craft. And that's why I feel Fujifilm Cameras inspires me to go out more and shoot more. When I had my Sony camera, it didn't give me the same feeling. Don't get me wrong, Sony cameras are good at different things, so I just don't want to talk bad about Sony because there are certain aspects of Sony that I do like. And I know this point is going to be a vanity thing, so it shouldn't matter, but for some people it does matter. But I think Fuji cameras look dope. I have people coming up to me asking me if I'm using a film camera, and then my face just lights up. And then I just become one of those people that knocks door to door asking if you want Jesus Christ in your life. The aesthetics on it with its retro dials will attract some of you guys. If you have experience in shooting with film cameras, you will probably feel at home shooting with a Fuji camera and their retro design. And since Fuji is the only one that doesn't have a full frame option, they actually make some high quality lenses that you can use with their cameras. They don't have to make their APS-C lenses of a less quality to protect their full frame line, something that other camera brands actually do because they want you to upgrade to that expensive full frame option and buy into that system. But not with Fujifilm, not with Fujifilm. I've used and tested a lot of their lenses, and honestly, I can say that they do not skimp out on quality. They try to make that lens the best lens that you can get. But all that goodness does come with some negatives. The one negative that I can honestly point out to Fujifilm is its autofocusing not being at the level of its competitor. But I do think we are stepping in the right direction because Fujifilm just proved that with the Fujifilm X-H2S, its new firmware update 3.0. The autofocusing isn't as bad as when it was first announced, so I'm super excited. Now we just need that autofocusing algorithm to be rolled out in every entry-level Fuji cameras, and I think we should be good. For me, that's about the only negative that I can think of right about now. If you guys have any more negative, why don't you leave them down in the comment section below, because I just can't think of anything on top of my head right now. All I can think about is the autofocusing just being a little bit lag behind. I think moving towards 2023, the modern cameras are going to be updated with their new focusing algorithm, so we should be good. It's not X-H2S level good. That's what I want for the entry-level cameras. And once we get there, we should be on the same playing field as everybody else. When you shoot with a Fujifilm system, you're going to get quality. You're going to get images that you'll love with great colors, sharpness, and just a photo that hits you in the feels, because that's what it's all about. Right here, guys. It's all about the heart. Or this, right here. Right here, guys. We take photos to capture emotions and feelings. We are freezing a moment in time in hopes to look back on that photo one day and just relive all the emotions we were feeling at that time. And that's a very powerful feeling, and I feel that Fujifilm system helps with that. You have different looking cameras for a wide variety of different types of shooters. The XH line is the more modern looking cameras for their working professionals. You have the XT and the X Pro with its retro design. You got the XS line, you got the XE line, and then you got the XT10 line, which are mini versions of the XT1, 2, and 3 lines. So there are cameras for different levels of users, and once you become a pro, and if you're interested in something more than just Fuji's APS-C sensor, take a look at the GFX lines from Fujifilm. It's their medium format line, which takes image quality to the next level, man. And if any of you guys from Sony is thinking about switching because you're looking for something different, I hope this video I share gives you an understanding of whether or not you should switch out your Sony APS-C cameras for a Fujifilm. And if you are interested in any of the Fujifilm cameras that I use, the links to them are down below. And if you find this video helpful, do me a favor, guys, and subscribe to my channel. It'll help out a whole lot. And I am so close to 10,000 subscriber, guys, and once I hit 10,000 subs, I will be doing a giveaway, so make sure to subscribe. So subscribe if you want. Actually, I want to tell you what I'm planning to give away. Just give me that one. Where the man. So I'm going to give these two lenses away right here as a token of my appreciation. We got the 7 Artisans 35mm f2, and we got the TT Artisans 23mm f1.4. Make sure to subscribe, and once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I will be giving these two lenses away. I don't know if I should give them away to 2 lucky winners or 1 person should get it all. Let me know what you guys want to do with that. I'll let you guys decide. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, my name is Tongue, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Korean heart.